Want to know what one of the best BTSU gloves builds there currently is right now in the game? Well, I'm going to introduce you to my one-shot 10 kills fireball build. So stay tuned and find out how to put it together. Asiva, this is LaserBolt, and welcome guys to another build video. And once again guys, we are using the BTSU gloves. Definitely one of my favorite exotic items that has come to the game, just because it's so multifunctional with different skills and different assets that you can put together in order to make builds work. And especially one of my favorite things to build is skill builds. I love and enjoy the fact the synergy works with every single talent. Now I'm going to introduce you to this build. This is the one-shot 10 kill build, and I'm calling this build the fireball build because we are going to be raining down fire and causing a lot of damage in PVE and also in PvP, because this build is actually pretty good when it comes to playing both sets of game modes. Now before we dive into the build, I do want to remind you guys about our monthly giveaway. We're giving away 2 free copies of Borderlands 3 for the console or system of your choice. To enter, it's super easy. All you have to do is click the link down below where it says Join Bold Nation, and you guys will automatically enter it. So good luck to everyone that plans on participating. Now I got introduced to this build thanks to someone over on my Discord channel that said, Laser, check out this build. You should definitely check it out and see if you like it and maybe make a video of it. If you guys ever have a build that you guys feel that I should definitely make a video on, make sure you guys join our Discord channel. The link is down below in the comment section as a pinned comment. Now this build is courtesy of Subject X. He put this build together and I wanted to give it a test run, see if it worked, if it actually functioned the way it was intended to, and I gotta say this build is actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and dive in and talk about the breakdown of this build. And of course, the first thing we're going to get started is with attribute. Alright, so when putting this build together, this is by far one of the easiest attribute builds that we currently have, due to the fact that you primarily only need to focus on one particular stat, and that stat is utilities. Technically, the requirement for this build is 6 yellows, but I'm going to actually raise that to 12. You're going to want to make sure you have 12 or higher. The reason is because the more utilities you have, the more damage you're going to be outputting. So the higher you can get the utilities, the better you're going to be off. Now, as far as blue is concerned, I mean, that could be any number. It could be 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever you could get blue to, you're perfectly fine. The only one that I kind of want to put a little bit of a requirement to is the offensive, which is the red. I want to go ahead and tell you guys that you should probably try to get this at least to 4 or 5. If you could get this higher than 4 and 5, that's great, but 4 and 5 should kind of be like the target number, because we also would like to do a little bit of more damage with our weapon. So the higher we could get this, the better we're going to be off. So overall, in general, you're looking for a +4 offensive, +4 red, a defensive of 2 or anything higher, and a utility mod of 12+, and you should be good to go with this build. Now let's talk about the weapons. What weapons will you be needing? I'm going to suggest picking up a AR, and you're going to want to make sure that your AR has the following talents. If I had to suggest an AR, of course, P416 will definitely be the #1 here. And for the AR, we're going to be looking at 2 particular talents that are going to be part of a requirement. What you're going to want to do is you want to make sure that your first talent is Spike. This says headshot kills grant 35% skill damage for 20 seconds. Your secondary talent doesn't really matter, but I would kindly recommend Extra or Allegro. Those are pretty good to go with. And for the holster talent, which is another requirement, is called Recharge. It says while equipped, skills deploy at full armor have 25 duration charge and ammo. So if you're looking for an AR, you're going to want to make sure that those 2 talents are part of a priority. If you're trying to figure out what mods you should put, definitely I would recommend the EXPS3 Hollow Sight, which gives you a +8 damage to elite, Sturdy extended mag, the +20 rounds, and the short grip that gives you +5 critical hit damage. And as far as the muscle, would go with the muscle 5.6, and that gives you a +5 damage to elite. Now for your second weapon, I want to suggest 2. I personally like the Merciless. I like the fact that sometimes brutality actually procs. If you don't know what brutality does, it says while holstered, landing a shot has a 5% chance to deal +20 damage as explosive damage. Or you could also go with the Nemesis that has the holster talent, which gives you that 25% more headshot damage. So that's going to be up to you guys to pick and decide which one you want to put on your secondary as an exotic. Now for your thirdary, guys, you can pick any sidearm, any double barrel shotgun, as long as it has this talent as part of the requirement. It's going to be in rhythm. It says, while equipped, enemy kills have a 5% chance to refresh. Active skill cooldowns can occur once every 60 seconds. That is the only requirement as part as your sidearm or your dirty weapon. You just want to make sure that it has in rhythm. All right, so now that we got the weapons out of the way, we got the attributes out of the way, let's talk about gear, guys. Let's first start off with the mask. For the mask, I am going to recommend a GILLA mask. Now, the mask brand doesn't really matter as long as you're able to apply this talent to the mask. Basically, we're going to be looking for the talent called Spotter. What this will do, it gives you plus 10 weapon damage to pulse enemies. In addition to that, guys, as far as attributes, you want to make sure that you have a damage to elite GILLA that drops, or maybe recalibrate a damage to elite. The higher you get this, the better it's going to be. It's going to make your life a little bit easier when dealing with those high level enemies. You could also go with a blue attribute, which would be either health on kill or armor, and this should give you a really good set bonus. Now, the cool thing about the GILLA mask, if you guys go with the Javelin mask, that's the sub name of the brand, it's going to give you the possibility of adding an extra yellow utility mod as a gear mod. For the gear mods, this is going to be applied for every single item that we choose. You want to make sure you find one that at least has skill power and has either one of the two attributes for your chem launcher or one for your pulse. Anything that buffs the damage for your chem launcher or for your pulse, that is what you're going to be looking at as far as applying a gear mod to any of the gear we're going to mention in this video. Now onto the backpack. Now for the backpack, we're going to be looking for a name brand called ALPS Summit. The reason why we're looking for this name brand is because this name brand is going to give us a plus 10 cooldown reduction, which is something that we want. As far as the sub name for this item, you're going to be looking for something called Salvage Trekking Elite Pack. That is the sub name of the item, so you want to make sure when you get the ALPS Summit, just double check that it's the salvaged one, and you guys should be good to go. This backpack is going to allow you to do the following. It's going to come with 2 yellows and 2 reds. Basically, the attribute's going to drop with 1 yellow, 1 red, and then you're going to be able to apply gear mods, a red and a yellow. Now, once again, guys, when applying gear mods, if it's red, you want to look for weapon damage. If it's yellow, you want to look for skill power, and also anything that buffs your chem launcher or your pulse. Once again, I already mentioned that, so that's going to be throughout. Now, the big requirement for this backpack, and it's something that I want to make sure and emphasize that it is a must get when getting the ALPS Summit, is you want to make sure that your first talent is called Tech Support. This requires 6 or more utilities. You shouldn't worry about that because we already talked about the attributes, how high we want to get this. Basically, what Tech Support does, it says kills by active skills grant a plus 25% skill damage for 10 seconds. Another requirement for this one is called Capacitive. Now, what this does, it gives you a plus 20% skill duration, and this 2 talents is what gives perfect synergy to this build, because once we have Spotter and we have Tech Support and we have Capacitive working together, it is a monster. As you guys see, it one-shots and kills 10 people with just 1 single shot. All right, so now onto the chest piece, guys. Now, for the chest piece, we're going to be going with the Ongoing Directive, and this is a brand set gear set that's going to give us the following. The reason why we want to go with Ongoing Directive is because we want to tap on to the plus 25% burn damage, and the only way we're able to do that is if we go with Ongoing Directive with a couple items within the gear set. So we're going to be picking up the chest. Basically, the attributes technically almost all drop the same, which is 2 yellows, 1 red. And it's going to give you an option to apply different mods, which should give you 3 in total. So technically, from this chest piece, you should get 4 yellows, 1 blue, and 1 red. Of course, brand set items don't come with talents, so we don't have to worry about the talents in this gear set. Now, for the gloves, we're running the BTSU. If you're trying to still figure out how to farm these, definitely check out my video on how to farm them. This should help you out get the gloves if you haven't gotten them already. Actually, that's a pretty good question. How many of you guys are still missing the gloves? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, on to the holster, guys. So for the holster, we're going with the Ongoing Directive as well, because remember, we want to tap into that 25 burn damage. This one tends to drop 2 ways. You could either get one with 2 yellows, or you could get one with 1 yellow, 1 red. If you had to pick between the 2, I would highly recommend you get the yellow with 1 red, because it's still going to give you the ability to apply 2 extra gear mod slots into this one. So it'll give you a total of 3 yellow and 1 red. That would be the ideal piece. If you have the one with the 2 yellows, you can still go with that one. But in general, for this particular build, you want to go with the one that has 1 yellow and 1 red. In addition to that, the holster will give you the ability to apply gear mod slots. Once again, you want to use the same reference that I said earlier in the video. Make sure you get one that has skill power, and anything that buffs the chem launcher or the pulse, that is how you want to make sure you pick out your gear mod slots. Now on to the knee pads. For the knee pads, once again, guys, we're going with the ongoing directive. This is going to drop with a total of 2 yellows and 1 red. And it's going to give you the ability to apply 2 gear mod slots. So you'll be able to apply 1 yellow and 1 red. If you're looking for the yellow, of course, once again, skill power and anything that buffs the chem launcher or the pulse. And for the gear mod slot, you're going to want to make sure you look for one that has weapon damage, and that should give you a really nice round-around build. All right, so now what specialist should you guys definitely pick? I would definitely suggest you pick the Survivalist Specialist. The reason why you want to go with the Survivalist Specialist is because he has 2 abilities that actually work when status effect is applied. The first one is called Survivalist Tactical Link. It says group members get 10% bonus damage to targets when they have status effect. The other one that you're going to want to go with is one that's called Crunch Time. It says while in cover, gain 10% skill haste. So it's actually really important because anytime you're in cover, you're getting that additional 10% skill haste, which is going to factor in how often you'll be able to proc your skills. In addition to that, the Survivalist is going to give us 2 viable options. One is being able to get those incendiary grenades. So when we apply that extra burn damage, it's going to do more damage. And also when we're using our bow and we shoot out the arrow, it's also going to be applying that extra burn damage. So the Survivalist is definitely the one to go with specifically for this particular build. And there you guys have it. That is the one-shot 10-kill fireball build. I hope you guys do enjoy this build and do try it out. It's actually a very fun build to try. It's not only really good in PvP, it's also pretty good in PvE. And I highly recommend you guys test it out. Let me know in the comment section down below if you will be trying the build, or if you have something similar. Let me know what you have different from the build that I currently have. I will be having a Diamondback build. That video is going to be uploaded tomorrow, so you're definitely going to want to make sure you check that video out and subscribe to the channel so you guys can get notified when those videos go live as well. Want to remind you guys, we do cover other games, not just Division 2. So if you plan on picking up games like Borderlands 3, Ghost Recon Breaking Point, Call of Duty, Destiny Shadowkeep, definitely do consider checking those videos out. We are going to cover all those games very extensively. So I would love to see you guys also checking out those videos. I do hope you did enjoy the video and found it helpful and informative. If you did, guys, I want to ask you for the huge favor of dropping a like on this video and sharing this video with your friends, because that does help me out a lot. In addition to that, if you guys want to show additional love and support, consider joining the Bolt Nation. To join, it's super easy. All you have to do is click the link down below where it says Join Bolt Nation, and you will unlock exclusive features only found in the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget WGATAP, and I will catch you guys on the next video.